So this whole video is going to be about this 1968 Ford 5000 and how I ended up with it and where I found it in this whole barn. So basically I was at a yard sale and I just happened to notice the guy had a lot of old tractor stuff. So I got asking around and I come to find the guy who owned the place and I said, "Hey, you guys, looks like you got some old stuff here. Wouldn't happen to have any tractors, would you?" And he says, "Yep, I got one. I'm actually selling the property and I got to get this tractor out of the barn. So why don't you come take a look at it?" Sure, why not? So I got looking at it, and it was this tractor here. Um, it was dusty, it was rough, the tires were flat, the thing hadn't run in 10 years, had a lot of patina, had junk sitting all over it. You know, I think there's like well pipe sitting on it, and there was a come along on the hood, and it'd been buried, it'd been forgotten about, it had been used as a table. So the guy didn't want to sell it. He didn't have a price in mind right then. He wanted to get rid of it. He didn't know what he wanted. So I came back probably 5 or 6 times within 2 months, bugging him about this tractor. Like, "Hey, what do you want for that tractor? What do you want? What do you got to have?" So what we ended up doing was we decided on a price, and I says, "Okay, I like the price if it turns over." He says, "Okay, fine. Come take a look at it, see if you can get it turned over. Maybe it'll even start."
So, so check this thing out, Ford 5000. I stumbled upon this thing at a yard sale, believe it or not. This is in a nice barn, lean-to. It's been covered. It's been sitting here for about 10 or 11 years. So we're going to try to get it out of here. I just tried to get it running briefly. I mean, it's a nice, clean tractor. It's a gas engine. Tried to get it running. The fuel tank is plugged, so it's not passing fuel through. So I got to mess with it, take it back to the shop. But I mean, check out these rear tires. 18 4x30s. Monster rear tires on this thing. It's a good, handsome looking tractor. So we'll see what we can figure out, see if it'll run.
So he let me come by one Saturday morning. It was rainy and nasty. I got it running, which was surprising. Didn't run very good. Fuel was pouring out of the carburetor. The antifreeze was puking out of the water pump. It was leaking so bad. All the tires were flat. The thing barely ran and it smoked like crazy. But we made a deal and he says, "Okay, take it out of here." So I got it running enough to get it on the trailer. And unfortunately, at the time, I didn't have my camera yet. I got a GoPro that I use to do all these videos. I didn't have it yet. And I was just using my cell phone. So I've only got one video from the day, unfortunately, but a lot of pictures. Would have been a really cool video to see it pull out of the barn and everything, but I've only got pictures. So that's what I'm showing you guys now. These are pictures that I've had on the phone for a little while, getting them out there so everyone can see them. It's a pretty cool story, and the guy who owned the tractor was actually the second owner. So he had a nice Vermeer baler, he had an old New Holland mower conditioner. It was a Sickle-Bine. So he used it a lot just for haying, and that's, I think, where it got a lot of its hours. He bought it off the original owner, who actually owned the Ford New Holland garage in the area. So that was his private tractor. So it was really cool for me to actually see this thing in the barn and find it and get it running and everything. So for those of you who don't know, I've been going through this tractor all winter. I've done quite a bit of work to this thing. Put a new water pump in it, took the radiator all apart, cleaned it, no leaks or anything. Oh, the generator was actually charging, which was very surprising. I went through the whole front end and rebuilt it. Got new bushings in the front end and wheel bearings and all that good stuff. Had the carburetor apart, cleaned it all out, had the starter repaired. I just put a new battery in it, got the cables on. I should be ready to try to get this thing fired up for the first time since I brought it home in December. And the time I'm videoing this is about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Saturday, April 24th. So we'll see what we can find, see if there's any other issues with this thing. So in this video you're about to watch, this tractor is going to be started up for the first time since I've gone through this tractor in the garage here at my house. I've gone and done a lot of work to this thing, and now we're about to see it and hear it run for the first time correctly. So here it is.